Have you also been waiting restlessly for the new chapter details and release? Let's look at the juicy details of Chapter 29 Alien in the game. We'll share characters, perks, powers, and more. The Alien themed chapter is finally here, and we now have more details about this chapter, including updates about the new killer, survivor, map, and when it's launching. The Alien movie series is a massive name in horror films, and it was only a matter of time before Dead by Daylight, which has characters like Pinhead from Hellraiser and Sadako from The Ring, introduced it. Ellen Ripley. Ellen Ripley is the new character to be featured in this chapter. She is currently one of the 39 survivors in the game. Her character is obviously inspired by the movie Alien, and she is one of the most well-recognized and iconic horror girls. Her story is an interesting one too. Serving as a warrant officer, Ripley was no stranger to the challenges of space exploration. Yet during what should have been a standard journey, she faced an unexpected threat, a hostile alien life form. During a mission on an unfamiliar planet, this alien creature attached itself to a member of the crew. Recognizing the potential danger, Ripley immediately called for strict quarantine procedures to be followed. The safety of the crew and the entire ship was at stake. However, the ship's AI system, known as Mother, overruled her precautions and allowed the affected crew members back on board. This was the beginning of a series of chilling events that would test the determination of the entire crew. With the alien on board, the situation became serious rapidly. In a scene of horror, the creature violently emerged from the ship's executive officer, making its terrifying entrance. The Nostromo quickly transformed into a vessel of routine operations to a battleground. The manipulative alien began a campaign of fear, picking off crew members in an unforgiving game of cat and mouse. The corridors, once familiar to the crew, became a maze of anxiety, where danger hid around every corner. Amidst the chaos, Ripley's determination shone brightly. Her training, instincts, and determination pushed her forward to take charge. Even as the crew reduced in number, she looked for solutions, strategized, and fought back. Alongside her in this tense battle was an unlikely companion, Jonesy, the ship's cat. Their bond, formed under extreme challenge, was a beam of hope in the darkness. Jonesy served as an emotional anchor for Ripley. The cat represents a semblance of normalcy and comfort in an otherwise horrifying environment. When the crew members are being hunted by the deadly Xenomorph, Jonesy's mere presence often provides brief moments of respite and familiarity. Acknowledging the seriousness of the threat, Ripley made a bold decision. If they couldn't defeat the alien on the ship, they'd have to eliminate it by destroying the Nostromo itself. She set the ship to self-destruct and hurried to an escape shuttle. As she distanced herself, the Nostromo erupted in a fiery explosion, a symbol of the sacrifices made and the dangers faced. Tired, she sought rest in the shuttle's hypersleep chamber. Yet, the grandness of space is unpredictable. Even as Ripley attempted to find comfort and rest, she remained well aware that her adventures and challenges in the universe were far from over. Her tale aboard the Nostromo serves as a reminder of the unpredictable nature of space and the resilience of the human spirit when faced with the unknown. Alright, gather around. Let's dive deep into some really cool perks that our character here boasts. This is going to be fun. First up, we have the intriguing chemical trap. Now, imagine you're out there working hard on repairing generators. You fixed up, let's say, about 70% of one. Or if you're really in the zone, maybe even 50%. Suddenly, this perk springs into action. If you're standing next to one of those fallen pallets, you know, the wooden ones, just hit that special button and BAM! You set up a sneaky trap. Oh, and these aren't your ordinary traps. They stick around for a good while, anywhere from 100 to 120 seconds. The cool thing? Any of your survivor pals can see where these trap pallets are, all highlighted in a clear yellow aura. But here's where it gets spicy. If any pesky killer thinks they can just break your trap pallet, they're in for a surprise. The moment they do, the trap goes off and they're slowed down, like a lot, for a brief moment. But here's the catch. This perk only comes into play after you've repaired a generator for a certain amount of time. That amount changes depending on how advanced Ripley's perks are. You gotta work for this one, but trust me, it's worth it. Now, moving on to the light-footed perk. Imagine having the power to move silently. Pretty cool, right? This perk is all about stealth. As long as you're in good health, this perk has your back. It's like you're walking on clouds. Your running footsteps virtually silent. It's perfect for sneaking around and avoiding any unwanted attention. But there's a little twist. If you decide to do a rush vault action, you know, when you leap over something in a hurry, the perk needs a breather. It'll shut off for a bit, anywhere from 20 to 28 seconds, depending on how advanced it is. Remember, with great power comes a tiny bit of responsibility. Last but definitely not least, let's talk about Lucky Star. So, you find yourself hiding in a locker. We've all been there, right? The heart's racing, palms sweaty. With the Lucky Star perk, while you're in that locker, it's like you've got a magic spell on you. Any pain you're feeling? Silenced. Any blood trails you'd usually leave? Gone. It's like you're invisible. But the real magic happens once you step out. For a short 10-second window, you got this cool vision. You can see where your fellow survivors are, and you can also spot the closest generator, all glowing in yellow. It's like having a mini GPS for a brief moment. But remember, every star, even a lucky one, needs a break. Once you've used it, you'll have to wait a bit, maybe 30 seconds or up to 40, depending on the perk's level, before you can use it again. Xenomorph. The other character to be released in the upcoming chapter is Xenomorph. She will be one of the 33 killers in the game, a true marvel of natural evolution and the embodiment of predatory perfection. Xenomorph's introduction to the world was as violent as its nature, tearing through Kane's chest in a gruesome birth aboard the Nostromo. Unlike any ordinary creature, this beast adapted quickly, learning its surroundings almost automatically. With the sneakiness of a panther, it made use of the ship's very design to its advantage, stalking the air ducts as it silently and methodically eliminated the crew. Each kill wasn't just a display of its predatory ability, but also proof of its natural ability to dominate its environment. And despite its monstrous exterior, there was a calculated intelligence in its actions. It didn't just kill, it strategized, ensuring its own survival while reducing the number of threats. However, the one human it seemed to underestimate was Ripley. Fueled by sheer determination and survival instinct, she formulated a plan to destroy the monster. Understanding the seriousness of the situation, Ripley made the tough decision to demolish the Nostromo, ensuring that the creature wouldn't reach civilization. Believing she had finally rid herself of the nightmare, Ripley sought relief in the escape vessel. But the Xenomorph, always adapting, always a step ahead, had gone into hiding. It waited, patient and constant, for the perfect moment to strike. The dark corners of the vessel were its hunting grounds, and Ripley, its sole focus. Yet just when it seemed victory was at hand for the creature, a twist of fate and quick move by Ripley sent the Xenomorph back into space. The cold, never-ending emptiness was not kind to any life form, even one as tough as the Xenomorph. On the verge of its end, as life seemed to fade from its body, a mysterious black fog took it in, making it disappear into the unknown. The tale of the Xenomorph was not just a battle for survival, but a dance between two formidable forces of nature, the predator and the leader. Xenomorph comes with 3 unique perks. Rapid brutality. So you know how some killers get faster when they're chasing someone? That's the bloodlust thing. But with this perk, that's not the case. Instead, every time you land a hit on a survivor, you'll get a short speed boost. This makes you faster for a few seconds. Basically, hit and zoom! Alien instinct. This one's about getting a bit of insight. When you catch and hang up a survivor, this perk kicks in. You get to see the aura or the glowy outline of the most injured survivor who's furthest away from you. And for a short time, that survivor won't hear your terror music or heartbeat even if you're super close. So you can sneak up on them easier. Ultimate weapon. Lockers aren't just for hiding. With this perk, every time you open a locker, something cool happens for a half minute. Any survivor who comes close to you during this time will scream, giving away their spot. Plus, they'll be blinded for a bit. meaning they can't see any reading auras for 30 seconds. Most things will be hidden, but they'll still see a few, like exit gate switches. Nostromo Wreckage. Welcome to the cool Nostromo Wreckage map. It's part of the Dvarka Deepwood world, which came out in Chapter 28 called End Transmission. This map mixes inside and outside spots and is a bit tinier than the Toba landing map, but trust me, it looks amazing. An interesting fact about this map is that this is the only second map that's set on a planet that's not Earth, and Dvarka Deepwood is special because it doesn't have its own unique offering. Both Toba Landing and our Nostromo Wreckage have their own separate offerings. For the explorers out there, if you take a look around, you'll find some cool hidden gems the devs put in. Remember the Alien movies? Recall Ripley saving Jonesy the cat from that creepy alien? Well, guess what? As I mentioned before too, Jonesy, Ripley's best friend, is here on Nostromo Wreckage too. But he's sneaky. You can only find him hiding in lockers. And it's always a surprise which locker he's chilling in. So keep an eye out when you're exploring the wreckage.